Welcome to Sell Your Books Saturday with another delightful quote on courage. And we're going to apply courage to our book marketing efforts today. But first, courage is the force that inspires us to be more, to do more, and to overcome our fears. So many writers are not, they're not marketers. They're certainly not born with it. We forget that, writing is a learned skill. So is book marketing. If you can learn how to write, you can certainly learn how to sell. And that's what we want to play with a little bit today. But first, my name is Christopher D'Armani. It is my pleasure, it is my passion to empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers, writers just like you, so you can share the story of how God led you from trauma to triumph, so that now, with your book, you can make the impact you know you were born to make in this world. So with that, let's play with a little bit of fun slides around courage, shall we? Courage is the driving force in book marketing because, as I mentioned in the outlet, most of us have never done it before. And like anything we've never done before, we're afraid of it because we don't know anything. We don't know what we need to do. We don't know what we shouldn't do. And often we don't even know where to go to learn. It's that fear of the unknown that terrifies us. And yet, God commands us repeatedly to live in courage, not fear. Isaiah 41:13 is one of those passages that's of really great encouragement in times like this, when we're facing that fear of the unknown. For I, the Lord your God, will hold your right hand, saying to you, fear not, I will help you. Isn't that beautiful? So let's incorporate this thought into our book marketing strategies. It's number one, of course, step into the spotlight. As writers, we so often want to just stay hiding in our office or in our writing room, whatever that might be, on the sofa with your tablet, whatever your writing, your safe little writing space might be, whatever your favorite writing space is. It's really easy to want to just stay wrapped in that little cocoon and not step out of our comfort zone. And yet, one of the paradoxes is that unless we step out of our comfort zone, first, our book is never going to get written. And second, we're never going to sell it to anyone because we're never going to say a word about it. That's a problem, especially if you want to make a huge impact in the world, which I know you do. So own your experience, own your voice, own your message. You've gone through a lot of things in your life, you've learned a lot of lessons, and now you want to share those lessons with others. Own every ounce of that. Every ounce of that. Yeah, it's scary to put yourself out there. Of course it is, especially when it's the very first time, because you don't know what response you're going to get. But hear this. This is a necessary and required part of making the impact you know you were born to make. You must put yourself out there, courageously put yourself out there, in order to make the impact you know you were born to make. So put your work out there. Step into the spotlight. Own every ounce of it. Own your experience. Own the solution to the problems that your book is solving. Courageously share your insights, your wisdom. Share all of that courageously with the world. God commands us to be courageous 365 times. There's a hint in there somewhere, I'm guessing, right? Engage with your audience wherever you possibly can. And actively engage with your audience whenever you possibly can, wherever you find them. Share your story, your journey, your struggles, and your victories. You want to share your struggles so they understand, wow, this person actually knows what they're talking about. They understand me, they've actually been me. And so there's something important that I can learn from them. They're on the other side of it now, looking back. Let me just grab onto their boots and, have them pull me forward. This authenticity is what turns interested readers into raving, loyal fans. Authenticity. That's all this is. Being authentic. Sharing your experience, your strength, your hope for the entire journey, not just the parts where, I did all these things and then life was fantastic. That's not it. This is what it felt like to struggle for 20 years, never completing a single book. It sucked. And yet, through that 20 years of experience of what I will term today abject failure, it wasn't. I learned a lot of lessons through all of that time. I had to have in order to find the solution. My roadmap for author success is what came out of all of that. So that solution is the thing that, after not writing and publishing a single book in 20 years, in 7 or 8 years, I've published 53 books using this process. So it works. So it's do the same thing with your journey, whatever it is. Share where you were, share the pains, share the struggles, share all of that awful stuff so that you can connect with your potential reader. So they understand, wow, this writer actually gets me. That you want to be able to connect with them deeply on that level. And because then they will understand, once they know that you've been where they are, it'll be so much easier for them to realize, oh my goodness, this person has the answer I've been looking for. Where have they been? Right? That's what you want. Now grab onto your courage and face the criticism that's inevitable. Nobody's perfect, neither is your book. So face negative reviews, face constructive criticism, face all of that with courage. It's just a part of the process. It's part of learning and growing and becoming a better human being. And use all this stuff to refine your messaging, both in your book itself and in your book marketing copy. And then refine your craft and just figure out how to connect more deeply with your readers. The more deeply you can connect with yourself, doing that internal work, means it'll be so much easier to connect with your readers, the external work. And then experiment with different marketing techniques. Because the thing that I love doing most, that's most effective for me, is probably not going to be the thing that you're going to love most or be most effective for you. So experiment with everything. Start off with the things that you want to do, because that'll get you started. But then start doing some of the things that are more uncomfortable, the things that people suggest that have worked for them, that you're not that comfortable with, because that will push you out of your comfort zone and allow you to stretch your wings and grow, which we all have to do. Not every marketing strategy is going to be successful for you, but you won't know until you try. And I love this quote from a friend of mine, Jesse Castro. He says, you either win or you learn. Sometimes you do both. But so often it's one or the other. You either win or you learn. And in book marketing, winning is selling your book. Learning is figuring out how to sell more books. Figuring out what works, what doesn't. Do more of the stuff that works. Do less of the stuff that doesn't. And just keep refining your process and applying your courage every step of the way. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope that you embrace your courage today and do one thing that makes you just a little bit uncomfortable. And if you feel like it, share in the comments what that is. I'd be curious.